This is the Scriptures 2 class in the May Mini-Master 2013. We're doing a biblical simulation of Jeremiah's temple sermon. We're going to hear from Jeremiah, and then we're going to hear from the people who heard the sermon. So here is the prophet Jeremiah.
I didn't have finishing back in. Freeze! All right. All right. Hear the word of the Lord, all the people of Judah, who come through these gates to worship the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty has said. Reform your ways and your actions, and I will let you live in this place. Do not trust in deceitful words and say, this is the temple of the Lord. This is the temple of the Lord. This is the temple of the Lord. If you really change your ways and your actions and deal with each other justly, if you do not oppress the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, and if you do not follow other gods to your own harm, then I will let you live in this place, in the land I gave your ancestors forever and ever. But look, you are trusting in deceitful words that are worthless. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery and perjury, burn incense to Baal, to follow other gods you have not known, and then come and stand before me in the place which bears my name and say, we are safe? Safe to do all these detestable things? Has this house which bears my name become a den of robbers for you? But I have been watching, declares the Lord. So now, go to the place in Shiloh where I first made my dwelling for my name, and see what I had to do to it because of the wickedness of my people Israel. While you are doing all these things, declares the Lord, I spoke to you again and again, but you did not listen. I called you, but you did not answer. Therefore, what I did to Shiloh, I will now do to the house that bears my name, the temple you trust in, the place I gave to you and your ancestors. I will thrust you from my presence, just as I did your fellow Israelites, the people of Ephraim. So do not pray for these people, nor offer any plea or petition for them. Do not plead with me, for I will not listen to you. Do you not see what you are doing in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, the fathers light the fire, and the women knead the dough and make cakes to offer to the Queen of Heaven. They pour out drink offerings to other gods to arouse my anger. But I am the Lord, they are provoking, declares the Lord. Are they not rather harming themselves to their own shame? Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My anger and my wrath will be poured out on this place, on man and beast, on the trees of the field, and on the crops of your land, and it will burn and not be quenched. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Go ahead, add your burnt offerings to your other sacrifices, and eat the meat yourselves. For when I brought your ancestors out of Egypt and spoke to them, I did not just give them commands about burnt offerings and sacrifices, but I gave them this command: obey me, and I will be your God, and you will be my people. Walk in obedience to all I command you, that it may go well with you. But they did not listen or pay attention. Instead, they followed the stubborn inclinations of their evil hearts. They went backward and not forward. From the time your ancestors left Egypt until now, day after day, again and again, I sent you my servants and prophets. But they did not listen to me or pay attention. They were stiff-necked and did more evil than their ancestors. When you tell them all this, they will not listen to you. They will not answer. Therefore, this is the nation that has not obeyed the Lord its God, or responded to correction. Truth has perished. It has vanished from their lips. Cut off your hair and throw it away. Take up a lament on the barren heights, for the Lord has rejected and abandoned this generation that is under wrath. The people of Judah have done evil in my eyes, declares the Lord. They have set up their detestable idols in the house that bears my name, and they have defiled it. They have built the high places of Tobith in the valley of Ben Hinnom to burn their sons and daughters in the fire, something I did not command, nor did it enter my mind. So beware, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when people will no longer call it Tefeth, or the valley of Ben Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they will bury the dead in Topheth, until there is no more room. Then the carcasses of the people will become food for the birds and the wild animals, and there will be no one to frighten them away. I will bring an end to the sounds of joy and gladness, and the voices of bride and bridegroom, in the towns of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, for the land will become desolate. At that time, declares the Lord, the bones of the kings, the officials, priests, and prophets, and the bones of the people of Jerusalem will be removed from their graves. There they will be exposed to the sun and the moon and all the stars of heaven, which they have loved and served, which they have followed and consulted and worshipped. They will not be gathered up or buried, but will be like dung lying on the ground. Wherever I banish them, all the survivors of this evil nation will prefer death to life, declares the Lord Almighty.
Well, I'm here from the Truett Network, and we've heard this prophet speech, and so I wanted to see what the priests. Can I hear from the priests? So you said your bodies are going to be laid out like dung? I mean, what do you think of this speech?
I've rolled the dice plenty of times, and many houses have come forth and shown that they are good houses and that they have worshiped the Lord. So I don't see how your speech can stand up against what I've seen from God.
You've seen good people, not the sinful people he's talking about.
I don't see anything wrong with what we're doing. We're eating.
Since the Northern Kingdom fell, all the priests have been here at the temple. He talks about the temple being destroyed, that's when it's scattered. I don't see that happening. We've got everything prepared. We're doing sacrifices the way we were told to before. First 5 chapters of Leviticus. It says we didn't work in that well. We work. I don't know. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We have this new group arising, these scribe people. Can we hear from these newfangled technology people, these scribes?
Yeah.
What'd you make of this?
Well, while he was speaking, my laptop went out, and it seems like I'm going to have to go back and record all this. I'm not happy about that, but I do feel like in our history and what we have seen passages from our forefathers, it doesn't seem like it's parallel with what God has been with our people. I believe that God is not a vengeful.
I think that it's just bad PR. I think that he isn't helping this nation, that word was just so harsh, that it's not encouraging.
Yes.
I think that was just really bad PR for this temple.
Yeah.
For what they have to say.
Where's the grace?
Where's the grace? Yeah. I
You don't
think he's
serve
gonna
our
be
God.
on Joel Osteen.
Actually, I don't think he's really a prophet.
Okay. You don't think so? When you write this up in your scribal history, he may not fit into the true prophet category.
That's going to have to come with the canon and the council. I'm going to have to personally vote against it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We want to hear from a group that's often left out. We want to hear from the mothers of the community what their take is on this speech.
Well, honestly, we were just over at the market. We heard some talking in the background, but we didn't really hear what he was saying.
Who knows about these prophets anyway? There's another one saying good things are going to happen. You know, this is a public space. Our husbands take care of this area. We have too much concern with our household. You know.
Yeah. There'll be another guy here tomorrow.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. Well, we've waited till now because we want to hear from the movers and the shakers, from the Chamber of Commerce and the BGCT. We want to hear from the elders. Elders, come and tell us your wisdom as you hear this.
I demand justice, absolute justice. We've got to have justice. Bring in the jury. We've got to hear this case right now.
Okay, and so you want to throw him in a cistern?
We need to determine whether he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Days ahead, my Lord, will show that my words are true.
Okay, elders, how are you going to determine whether this is the true thing?
I think from my personal experience, we've heard a lot of different cases from a lot of different people in the town. And I feel that personally, we have been defending the widows and been defending those who are unmarginalized thus far. And I don't think that all of the sin that has been pointed out from your point of view is correct. I've heard and we've dealt with all the situations in the city already.
Okay, so Jeremiah's not been to the soup kitchen that your church does.
We're in the actual trenches with the people. We hear them, we live with them from day to day. And I don't think that Jeremiah truly understands the fact that the point of view that we're coming from. We hear what you're saying, but you haven't been in the pit with them.
Yeah.
We want justice.
Yeah. Boo!
Well, we'll leave it to you whether Jeremiah is right or whether the elders are right or whether the mothers are right, and we just don't know yet. The scribes seem to be unclear what they're going to do, and the priests say they've been taking care of business. And so it is you, good viewer, who will determine what is right. Thank you very much from Truett Network. Bye. Okay, thank you.
Good job.